So, what are practical ways people can increase social engagement in their lives? I can just share you mine. If I can go for a walk with someone, it's fun. I'm doing two things at the same time. It's movement as well as social connection. And anybody interested in going for walks with me, like being flexible with time, I'm open. So that I love sharing that. And I'm going to call Brenda.
Oh, thank you, Alicia. So how can I increase social interaction? Um, I do it when I'm posting. I'm hoping I've got this right. I usually share stuff about myself, the the little things that have been triggering me, and then finding a way to overcome that. I find little stories help people connect with me in a bigger way. So that's what I do. And I'm going to pick Patrice.
All right. Well, for me, with gardening season, there's always such abundance. And so there you've got your extra tomato seedlings and you head on over to your neighbors and share it with them. And then it opens up, see which each other is growing. And there's someone new in the neighborhood that, are just getting their gardens going or something. It's always lovely to have some extra there to bring over, or just a welcome to the neighborhood basket with fresh produce. So um, gardening, I find gardeners just love to share, and it's that abundance that makes it easy to share. I'll pick Maricel.
Thank you, Patrice. So to me, the way I interact with people is through church when we have activities and we do things for fun. It's a great opportunity to reach out and get to know women's, and especially because I belong to a ministry, a sisterhood ministry, and we constantly create opportunities for people to just come and share and feel supported. And and through this experience over the years, I noticed how much needed is to create these spaces for women, especially because that's in my experience, to share. People need to share and be interacting with other women. And I think that we have to cultivate that, because this is and this is proven scientifically, that when women have a community, people that play with you, walk with you, pray with you, you feel that support and you live longer and you have a extension of health span. So to me, I take this very seriously. So I would say, if you have a church community, go and participate in the activities, because it's really food for your soul. I will ask Mary.
Hey, everybody. There's a couple of things that I do to increase social engagement, and one of them is to find people in my neighborhood to go for coffee with. Yesterday I met a friend. She has her mom visiting from Ontario, so we met for coffee, and we get used to just being on Zoom and just hanging out at home, and it's sometimes an effort to get out and do stuff, and it feels different too, but it's really good to challenge ourselves. And then further to being out walking, I try to see how many people I can get to say hi. And if they have buds on, if I can see they have earbuds on or something, then I try not to disturb them. But there was one guy, and we were going past the lake near me, and he was on his bike, but he stopped to look at the lake, and I said, "Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?" And he said, "Oh, do you know what it's called?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my Glen Lake." And it was just really nice to get a smile and a hi from people. So one of the things I do when I'm walking is see how many people I can get a hello from. It's easier when I'm walking the dogs. Almost everybody will say hi if you're walking a dog. But if I don't have a dog, it's more of a challenge. Thanks. Okay. Who do we have? Is Brenda gone? I think Brenda went, didn't she? Terri.
Oh, thank you, Mary. One of the things that I love to do to increase social engagement is anywhere I go, I talk to people. So I go to the grocery store, I'll have a little exchange with maybe somebody who's looking at the same stuff as I am. Or when I'm checking out at the grocers, I'll have my best conversations at the little Indian grocery store that I go to get all my spices at. This morning I was riding my bike early in the morning, and this lady was at the we have an outdoor weight area at a park. And I decided to stop on my bike and I got on a machine and this other lady that was walking joined. And she just said hello, and I said hello, and how are you today? And guess what? It led to this wonderful conversation about intentionality with habits. So it was just wonderful. We just, and I just said, well, have a wonderful day. And it just made me feel uplifted this morning, just like doing something like that. And I go to the gym and I have the best conversations with the people who come in there in the sauna. I mean, anywhere you go is the point. You can have a conversation with somebody. It's just a matter of being curious, asking them how they're doing. So I will pass it off now to Brenda.
I've been on already.
Sorry, I thought you didn't.
Phil, please. Phil Mack?
Okay, thank you, Terri. So, like Terri, I like to engage with people, certainly in the grocery store or people that I work with. I frequently umpire with people, and I try to ask them questions about, how's it going, or I'll notice that they're taking certain medication, and I'll try to strike up a conversation. But also in the grocery store, when people are looking at different things, and I kind of say, oh, you should look at this, or maybe you should read the ingredients, or something like that. So I try to strike up a conversation that way. Today, unfortunately, I was walking in the mall, and it was pretty dead, so I didn't have too much of an opportunity to talk to people. But generally, that would be another good place to talk to people, just kind of strike up a conversation. I think just being friendly and open, and trying to be friendly, and then if the question comes up, as far as when they start talking about health or supplements or something, I try to, work in something so that perhaps they're able to engage. So that's the way to do it. See, who's left?
Wonderful. I'm going to wrap this up with the fact that scientifically, cognitive health and brain health is actually helped incredibly by social engagement. That is what makes human beings, to a fault, actually live longer, right? Adds to longevity, but a long time being healthy. We have learned that actually loneliness kills. So when you and people, I hear about people dying all the time, or I'm by their bedside, and you would think that I know less people, but instead, I am more and more involved with my community. A lot of things broke because of social distancing after the pandemic. But we don't have to say, oh, well, it's inevitable. Society changed. It really goes back to a very famous book, Bowling Alone, when communities were basically coming together around bowling alleys and things like that. Well, guess what? I just went bowling last night with a group of friends. I can't say I did well, but I did it. So when you are thinking about gardening, when you're thinking about doing any activity, going to the beach, don't go alone. Ask somebody. And also make sure that there, I'm sure, shut-ins in your community. I know I bring, fresh herbs and, other greens or various other things, but I also bring sometimes bread that I make because I can't really eat much bread as I did. So when I get the hankering to make it, I bring it to someone else. So I think that there's lots and lots of ways to actually build a community around you. It's not just being, shy and watching Netflix, because that's what technology companies want us to do, right? Let's do the other thing. Let's build villages around us. And remember, you can know 150 people by name, right? But let's build the relationships between those 150.